Hello and welcome to this short video on how to generate insanely great response rates with cross-media marketing. So how do we get a response in this day and age? Our prospects are being bombarded with messages from different mediums. So how do you make sure that your message stands out? Well, if you want to do that, there are 5 challenges that you absolutely must overcome if you're to succeed. The very first one is getting the mailer read in the first place. Most direct mail ends up in the bin, so how do you make sure that your mailer really engages the prospect and gets read before it's thrown away? Secondly, there are various different channels available. There's print, web, email, mobile, social media. So how do you make sure that you hit your prospect on the right channel that they will respond to? Next, you must measure response rates, because if you don't, you have no idea of how your marketing campaign is doing, and you can't refine and improve future marketing campaigns. In this day and age, we know we're in a recession, budgets are being cut, so how do we increase response rates with ever decreasing budgets? And finally, when we do get a response from a marketing campaign, how do we make sure that we contact the prospect almost immediately? Surveys show that if you contact your prospect within the first 30 minutes of them responding to your campaign, the chances of making a sale are improved dramatically. So how can you do this and get back in touch very quickly? Well, there is a solution, and in order to do all this, you need to be using cross-media marketing. The very first step is, let's imagine you're a car dealer, right? The very first step is to make sure that you leverage all the information you hold about your prospect in your communications. So here we have David Scott, who is a businessman. He's aged 43, married with kids. He leased a car 3 years ago, and he loves outdoor activities. Now, as a car dealer, you need to make sure that you use all this information in any mailings you do to this prospect. Here's 2 different approaches. The top one shows how traditional direct mailing is done. The same mailer is sent to everyone in the database. It's a generic copy, the same image on all the mailers. There's no account of previous purchase history. There's a URL that goes to the dealer's homepage. This mailer's got very little chance of being converted. Whereas the bottom one is personalized. The copy says, "Hi Dave, it's almost time to renew your lease." It's got a picture of a family man standing in front of the very car that the car dealer is trying to market to this prospect. It uses something called a QR code, which is that black square on the left, and it uses something called a pearl, which is a personalized URL. More about pearls and QR codes on the next slide. A pearl is basically where you have the prospect's name within the URL. So here we've got davidscott.starcars.com, and this will always get a much higher response rate than a generic URL. And if you add a QR code to the mailer, then this means that you can reach the prospect on their mobile phone, and thus boosting response rates even more. Now, when they get to the landing page, you have to make sure that the landing page is also personalized. Otherwise, if they've gone to generic landing page, then you've got a very high chance of losing them at that stage. If they respond to your landing page, then you must make sure that your sales team is notified immediately, because if you send the sales team a text message or an email at that time, they can call within those first vital 30 minutes and engage the prospect to try and close the sale. Now, there's a high probability that the majority of your prospects will not respond to the mailer, even if you're using cross-media marketing. Traditional mailers have a response rate of around 1%. Cross-media mailers have a response rate of about 15%. But that still means there's a whole chunk of people who did not respond. And you must follow them up with an automated email to give them a second chance to respond to your offer. And if you do this, the response rates get improved dramatically. And finally, you must measure ongoing response in real time and in a way that you have full access to a rich set of data. Now, if you don't do this, then you really have no chance of refining future marketing campaigns. Now the good news is that D2R Cross Media have developed a system called Route to Response that automates all this for you. This is a fantastic system, and if you want to find out a bit more about it, then please do give us a call and we will arrange a meeting and show you how other people in your industry are getting phenomenal success rates with cross-media marketing. So that's all for now. We wish you all the very best with all your future marketing campaigns and look forward to hearing from you in the future. Thank you very much for watching.